Let's check the live stream. Hopefully, we should be live and you guys can hear me loud and clear. Not sure why my webcam is not working though. Yeah. Let me double check whether the connection stream is okay or not. Just gonna verify that quickly. It's interesting. It's not. Oh yeah, now it's showing up on my screen. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from people watching from different places. Right. Welcome. I try to do live stream often, but since January, I did not get much time and was busy with work and a lot of other things. Which is why today is weekends and I got some time early morning. So I was like, okay, let's do some live stream and answer any Q&A that you guys have. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below. The chat box is enabled, so you should be able to add comments. And the other things is, we have been learning a lot of cool things, right? I also shared, I essentially wrote a few articles as well on my LinkedIn regarding the batch framework that me and my team worked in the company. Apart from that, we learned and explored about the serverless framework, and to this point, we are still exploring. Right, it's a big framework, right? A lot of things to learn there. So that's that. Then we are exploring more PyNamoDB. I want to get my hands dirty. I did see an overview of the library. I liked it, so I want to get my hands dirty. As I said, we learned about MongoDB streams. That's amazing. We learned about restoring Elasticsearch, right? How to move data from production to QA, vice versa. What's the best way? How to take snapshots? We learned that, right? So we have learned a lot on this YouTube channel, right? So if you have any questions, this is around 30 minutes Q&A session. So I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay, so kindly put all your questions in the comment section below, and then we can answer your comments based on the order in which it was received. So I'll wait around. It's a 30-minute session. Anyone who wants to ask anything, it's a free, it's just a platform for you guys to ask questions and maybe learn something new out of that. Okay. So with that being said, let's get started with today's Q&A. We have our first question that is from the innovation developers, and the question is, out of the topic questions, I have got a full scholarship from Boston University for MBA and from IIM Ahmedabad PGX program. Which one should I choose? That is amazing. First of all, congratulations on that. I'm pretty sure you must be a very bright student, right? If you don't mind, I would like to recommend you to select the Boston University. And there is a reason why I am showing that or telling that to you. Things will be hard, but that hardship that you go through will help you to learn and grow as a person. You will also meet talented people across different countries when you move from when you essentially travel from India to US for a temporary basis. So you will meet people from China, maybe South Africa and much more, right? So you learn a lot from them. You learn about their culture. You will grow much more as a person, is what I feel. But I think the ultimate decision will belong to you, right? So congratulations on that. If I were you in your position, I would opt for the Boston University. Thank you so much. If you have any more questions, please put your questions in the comment section, and we can help you to answer those questions. Hope that helps, innovation developers. I hope your question was answered. All right. So any other questions that you have, please post that in the comment section. It's early morning, 8 o'clock. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna be around till 8:30, 8:40. That is US time. And if there is any questions in the interim, I'll try to answer those questions. Okay. So yeah, expect some more tutorials on serverless framework. We'll keep exploring that, right? So serverless, Elasticsearch, best practices. We have been learning so many things on so many different topics: big data, Elasticsearch, Python, and cloud, and all these. So we're gonna keep, as I said, exploring. We're gonna keep learning, keep growing as a person, right? So expect more tutorials, more videos on that, right? So, and the reason I feel is there is also a gap when a person tries to learn something new and what the industry wants. The industry is running at this pace, and when the schools are at this pace. For example, there's a huge gap, theoretical gap, right? Practical knowledge gap, right? Industry is using all these frameworks. School is just doing same old assignments, HTML, CSS. You see what I'm saying, right? Which is why I started the YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, I wanted to fill that gap up on this YouTube channel, right? Hey, these are the things you gotta learn. Hey, these are the framework that are available. Learn more cloud. Do this, do that, right? So. Yep. If you have any questions, please put your question in the comment section below, and it shall be answered in the order in which it was received. We have a question from Mr. Rahul Parmar. Mr. Rahul says, "Good morning, Somil. What about starting a playlist on a certain pre-trained models of Hugging Face?" Yes, we could do that, but most of my interests are not towards machine learning. I'm more towards as a that's too inclined to machine learning. My interests are more towards big data, software development, frameworks, essentially developing. But if I get some time, I'll try to make a topic on that for sure. Thank you for your suggestion. There's a question from Arjun, says, "Best way to sync my primary DB, example MongoDB, to Elasticsearch in production grade level?" That's a great question, Arjun. First of all, thank you very much for your question. The best way to do this in real time at the best scale is, I would say, if you have a MongoDB Atlas, right? I would set up a trigger, Arjun, right? So this trigger, essentially, whenever you add anything on Mongo, it will put on the event bus, okay? Now, once it's on the event bus, Arjun, you can essentially put that into the queue, because there will be a high volume of events flowing, right? So you want to put this in a queue. Then fire up a Lambda, Arjun, after that. So the Lambda will take the messages from the queue and it would put it to the Elasticsearch, right? So that way, no matter how many, and then you can put the failed events into a DL queue. That way you can reprocess and do that again, okay? So this is the best solution that I can think of if you are trying to implement a real-time sync from Mongo to Elk. Hope the question helps you. Also, as I said, right, I think if you want to develop more real-time application with Mongo and Elk, I think that's the way to go. Arjun says, "Where does the event bus lie?" So the event bus lies on AWS, right? So there's a service called Event Bridge. Event Bridge is a service offered by AWS, right? And then you can create a bus on that. A bus is essentially like a pipe. Water is flowing through that, right? And then you filter out the pipe based on your condition and logic. So all your events from Mongo flows through the event bus, and then you essentially put those messages to a queue, and then you consume the messages from the queue using those lambdas, as I explained. I think that's just the best way you should approach this problem if you had to implement this. I hope that helps you. I do have a tutorial, Arjun, on event bus and Mongo streams. I highly recommend you watch that video. Hopefully that should clear certain doubts that you have on that, okay? So, but if you still have any questions, man, you have my email address. Send me an email. Well, if I get time, I'll maybe set up a call with you on Google Meet or something. I'll put the email address in the chat section below. So that's my email. in case if you wanna maybe connect sometimes on a video call and just discuss some strategy, uh, I'm open to do that. And of course, it's free. I'm not gonna charge you anything, right? So, but that has to be on my free time, as said. All right, that's a nice question. Well, any more questions that we can answer today? Anything that you want to know? Please let me know in the chat section below, and we can answer those questions in the order in which it was received. Yeah, if you have any questions, please try to utilize this time. I think that's the best way to ask questions real time, right? So yeah, if you have any project questions, anything you want to know, feel free to ask those questions. Um, Madhubala Parumal says, how to start with machine learning. Well, uh, I would essentially start with Python first, right? Understanding of Python data structures and algorithms, that definitely helps. Then Pandas, NumPy, SciPy, I would start with that. Then TensorFlow, and I would start taking some courses from Udemy or Pluralsight. Those are free, right? I think there are so many tutorials from DataCamp and all these things that can help you to develop your skills. So I think I would start there. Yes, can we use Colab? Well, yes, you can use Google Colab. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just a Jupyter notebook to run your Python, right? So start learning with pandas, NumPy, SciPy, all the what is classification model, how can you generate labels, understand the basic concepts, some theory, and then, that's the way to go. We have Ashutosh Shukla here says Datacamp have an offer for $59 per annual. Yeah, but I don't think everyone wanna pay the money, but I still feel a lot of things are available for free. Courses from edX is absolutely free. I think then a lot of YouTubers have a long videos on that, so I think that's free as well. So a lot of resources is available online to learn and grow is what I would say. I don't think you really need to pay money if you want to learn something. You can, I'm not saying you cannot, but I feel there is so much resources available for free at this stage. So Arjun says, I tried MongoDB search as well, but seems like by default it uses partial text search rather than full text search. I think I need to use regex for full text search. I think your use case is more. I think if your use case is more on search purposes, I think Elasticsearch is the way to go, right? You wanna have MongoDB as your primary store if that's what you're using in the company as a legacy. Have that as a primary store and build your search engine on Elasticsearch. So that's how company works, right? For example, let's say you have data, right? If you want to implement some let's say analytics, so then you use let's say a primary data source. For example, S3 is my primary data store where all the data reside. Then you build top level business SQL or whatever the database is, right? In this case, you're trying to develop a search engine, right? So maybe you want to have MongoDB and you want to have a real-time sync from Mongo to L using streams, and then develop your search stack there. But up to you. Mongo still has capabilities, but I don't think it's nowhere near to Elasticsearch, right? Right? It has geo searches, it has regex, but as I said, nowhere close to Elasticsearch, right? What Elasticsearch can do. So, yeah. Yep. Any more questions? More than happy to answer or have some discussion on those topic. All right. Any more questions that we can answer today? I got a shave, by the way. I mean, my beard is growing now. I'd been programming all day from past few days, so I've been learning a lot of cool things. So I got a shave, by the way. All right. Yeah. Any more questions that we can answer? Can be related to programming. It can be related to career advice. Whatever you want. Feel free to put your questions in the chat box. Arjun says, how much DSA are you using in your dev work? I would say to some extent, right? We don't want to overcomplicate things with data structures and algorithm. We are in an industry where we are in a product-based industry. It's important to get the products out, right? Because that's what's gonna generate revenue. If you spend too much time on data structures, algorithm, best thing, and if you take a couple of months, well, that's not useful because uh, at the end, for small companies and mid-sized company, revenue is important, right? So we do consider data structure, but not crazy, crazy things, right? For example, if you had to do a lookup, yes, probably I would use a dictionary, right? Dictionary over a list, right? So stuff like that is what I would say. Not going too crazy on data structures, right? Madhubala says, what about the robotic process automation? Is it worth learning for the job or placement? I do not know. Unfortunately, I haven't done anything on robotic process automation, so I'm not the right person to comment on that. So, unfortunately, sorry to say, but I do not have answer for those questions. All right. Any more questions that we can answer? Anybody who's trying to maybe study abroad, any plans for that? Anyone who needs advice, maybe you're trying to come to US or Canada. I don't know. If you need some advice on, let me know. If, I can share my experience, right? I can't speak for the rest, but I can definitely share what my experience, right? I have not worked with any Indian companies. Unfortunately, I did my bachelor's and then I directly started with my double master's and then I started working with American companies. I haven't worked with Indian companies. So that was the question by Arjun. I hope that helps. Hari Krishna says, hell, okay. All right. All right. Any more questions we could answer for today? Anything? More than happy to talk about. Mr. Hari Krishnan says, hello. Hope you remember me. Yes, I absolutely do. It's been a long time since I joined your live session. Hope everything is well. Yes, everything is fine and good. Yeah, I did not get an opportunity to do a live session. I used to do every week, but yeah, I've been learning a lot of cool things, as I said, right? So I was more towards learning, and I also wrote a couple of articles. So yeah, it's by the way, it's great to see you back on the channel. Innovation developer says, how is the work culture in United States? Well, it's nice. I mean, it's not bad. It's work is work everywhere, right? I think. I mean, I can't comment anything in India because I don't know. I haven't worked for any Indian companies, but work culture in US is great. I like because people are very serious when it comes to work here. They how do I say? A lot of time is spent. What I have observed is American takes their work very seriously. Is what I've seen, and the work culture is nice. Very respectful, right? All you gotta do is get the job done at the end of the day. Yeah. I mean, let me know what exactly do you want to know in the work culture. I mean, it's just work, right? It gives an opportunity here. I mean, in my company, I get an opportunity to grow, to learn. I experiment with so many things on cloud, right? So many different new technology. So I really enjoy it. It's fun for me. Serverless, Lambda, SQS, Lambda, Event Bridge, DLQs, Cloud9, S3, Athena, Lake Formation. We keep experimenting, batch jobs. It's fun. It's fun to learn. I don't know about other people. For me, I love learning. If I don't learn, I go crazy, right? So as far as I'm learning, it's enjoying to me. So hope that helps. Rahul says, how can we target a job in foreign countries? How much experience would be needed to get a job, for example, in Europe? I don't know about the Europe, but well, you can apply for foreign companies as a consultant from India, right? So there are a lot of consulting firms back in India who essentially recruits Indian talent for American or European companies, right? So you can apply for that. I don't know about the work experience. It totally depends upon your skill set, right? How and your knowledge, your talent, right? A person can have 10 years of experience and he can be outdated because he never learned anything. But a new person who keeps learning and just has 2 years of experience can be really good enough, right? So I wouldn't really count work experience. It's your knowledge, your talent. That is what takes you to the new height, is what I would say. So Rahul, hope the answer helps you. All right, we are gonna do 8 more minutes, roughly around 8 more minutes. So that's gonna be a 30-minute session, and then we shall be wrapping up today's session. So if you have any questions, we have 7 more minutes for today. Feel free to post your question in the chat box. Yeah, I would say, guys, start learning on cloud, man. Really, trust me, it would take you to the new heights, right? All your pandas and all that's not gonna work on massive data for 1 terabyte worth of data, right? We have been doing some processing over worth a terabyte worth of data, right? All I'm saying is try to explore technologies and frameworks on cloud, distributed framework, Hadoop, EMR, then Glue, then data pipeline, right? All these things, Elasticsearch, of course, all that. So would say, try learning about cloud more and get your skills on that domain will help you. Serverless, right? Serverless, event-driven application, event-driven architectures, robust logging architecture on cloud, right? Datadog, S3 monitoring, CloudWatch monitoring, all that will help you. Trust me, all that. So I think cloud is the way, right? Even for ML job, you have to train models. Well, are you going to train on your computer, laptop? No, right? Good luck. I mean, if you had to do that on laptop, you need GPUs, right? You need GPUs. You need a lot of powerful computers. That's gonna be coming from the cloud. So you want to learn. Okay, which computer has how many cores, how many RAM, what's the network bandwidth. So all this thing you want to learn, right? Which is why I'm saying, guys, learn more on cloud, right? Learn cloud. So what is the capacity? SSD versus your normal hard disk. What should you prefer? Why should you prefer SSD? Okay, what's the cost difference in that, right? All this thing will help you, right? Even Elasticsearch, right? When you set up Elastic, okay, but do you want SSD in that? How many cores, master slave architecture are you choosing? Okay, what's the configuration of the worker node? How much RAM are you using? Is it a more memory optimized application, or is it a more CPU optimized application? All these questions, right? You want to know. Okay, what's the network bandwidth, the amount of data that that the machine can handle, right? Network bandwidth. All these things you want to know, right? So that will help you. Trust me. So I think cloud is the way to go. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean S3, lifecycle policies, Glacier, big data, Athena, Glue, how to clean data, data brew, right? So that's gonna help you, right? Because when I was cleaning like 90 million data, we did that using a simple tool called AWS Data Brew, right? We had 20 DPUs, essentially 20 computers or workers. So all I'm saying in short, learn cloud is what I'm saying. Pick up anything, it doesn't matter. GCP, Azure, blah, blah, blah. I prefer Amazon because I've been working since 2 years on AWS, right? So I want to develop my skills more and more on that. Secret manager, KMS, encryption, server-side encryption, client-side encryption, all that thing, So is what I would say. All right, we got 5 more minutes. So any more questions? Happy to talk and discuss about. Yep, if you have questions, please put your question in the comments. We would be wrapping up today's session pretty soon now. Almost 30 minutes, so we will be wrapping up this Q&A. All right, seems no more questions. Then that's great. If you don't have any more questions, well, thank you so much for joining in today. I try to do this pretty often. Unfortunately, I don't get that much time. So, which is why I try to focus more on learning and making videos than doing Q&A. So I don't know when the next Q&A is gonna be, but until then, keep smiling, keep programming, and as usual, we will see you guys in the upcoming next videos. Take care, stay